Okay, so let's have a little look at some of those patterns in a bit more detail. This is neutralisation part 2, and this is the first of our specific patterns. The first one we looked at was this. We said that an acid plus a base makes a salt, and it makes water. So what would that look like as a word equation? Let's take a common acid, one that you'll have used quite a lot in classes. Something like hydrochloric, let's say. And common base, calcium oxide. Now, the salt that we'll make is going to be a chloride. We know that because we're using hydrochloric acid, and hydrochloric acid makes chlorides. The next question is, well, what kind of chloride? And we work that out from knowing the name of the metal that's in the base. So it's going to be calcium chloride. And of course, water. So, if you're asked to write a word equation, that's exactly what the reaction between an acid and a base would look like. Obviously, you can change which acid and which base you use, and that will change the name of the salt. But you still get exactly the same pattern. So what about the symbol equation? Well, if we write down the formula of hydrochloric acid, it's in solution, so it gets the AQ state symbol. The base is going to be a solid. Calcium oxide has the formula CaO and an S in brackets. Calcium chloride is water soluble. It will dissolve in water, and the formula of calcium chloride is CaCl2. AQ, aqueous, just means in a solution, dissolved in water. And of course, water itself, which has the formula H2O. So, if you're going to put a state symbol on water, dead easy, it's the liquid. Yeah? So if we wanted to balance that, what would it look like? Well, let's have a look. The idea of balancing, remember, is that everything that starts off here must wind up on the right hand side, and everything on the right hand side must have come from the left hand side. So our hydrochloric acid in solution, our calcium oxide a solid, our calcium chloride again in solution, and our water. It's often a good idea to leave a little bit of space at the front of each of the things in your equation, just in case you have to put some numbers in. The second thing that's a good idea is using a pencil, because you can rub it out. So, let's have a look. It doesn't matter where you start, remember, just as long as you cover all of the parts of each of the formulas and make sure you don't miss anything out. If we have a look at the amount of calcium on the right hand side, we've got one there and one on the left. So far so good. Chlorine, 2 here, but only 1 here. Now we're not allowed to pop a 2 in there because the formula of hydrogen chloride is HCl, not HCl2. What we can do is put a 2 in front though. So we've just balanced the chlorine. Let's have a look at what's next. That would be the hydrogen. So hydrogen on the right hand side, there are 2 hydrogens, and because of the 2 we've just put here, there are 2 hydrogens on the left as well. And the oxygen, 1 here and 1 here. So it's now balanced.